Hello, this is Sally Alata, founder of AgilityHealth, and I'm going to give you a short overview of how we can enable and accelerate our enterprise business agility transformations by measuring what matters. So let's start first with what are the challenges related to measurement that we've seen. I would say the very first one is clarity and alignment. Companies are trying to transform, but they don't have a common definition of success. If you ask somebody what DevOps means and what does it mean to have successful DevOps transformation, everybody has a different definition. They're also trying to create healthy teams, healthy agile teams that are mature, but every team or every coach or every director has their own definition. So the first place we wanted to start is the visual radars. Those radars basically give you a common roadmap, a common definition of what is the problem area that we're trying to transform, what does the maturity roadmap look like, what is crawl, walk, run, fly, and can we all agree that this is what success looks like, so that all of the teams within the organization, all of the portfolios, all of the leaders can start to row in the same direction and measure in a consistent way. The second challenge is measurement. What we've seen and the problem we've tried to solve is that most of the processes today are very survey oriented and there's no real-time results, and those surveys take another week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks for all the data to be rolled up, massaged, and then some of the folks above, the coaches and the managers, come up with what are the improvement plans that the teams need to go through. What we wanted to do is find a real-time way of showing the results of an assessment to the team, have them themselves operate in a retrospective fashion so they can analyze the results. They themselves can identify the growth plans and the areas that they want to improve by looking at the measurement that actually matters. The third area is intentional growth, which is actually making time for growth. Most of the teams and organizations we work with are very busy, and so while they know that there are a lot of process improvements and gaps and areas that could help them accelerate and get better, they don't actually make time for growth. So we're taking this idea of the 2-week retrospective that teams operate on and taking it to this quarterly strategic retrospective where across all of the teams we can become more strategic around where's the biggest bang for the buck, and how do we also get leaders engaged in removing obstacles for the team. Now, the most important message from all of this is the goal of all of these measurements and metrics should really be to enable growth, not to be used for judgment, reward, or punishment of teams. It's not designed to be for performance management. This is really as a way of accelerating the growth of the teams. So what we found and what we've built within Agility Health is what we call the 3 metrics that matter. The first one is the health and the maturity, which is qualitative metrics. Those are the behaviors, the practices at every level of the organization. If you're trying to improve the health of the teams, then you'll see the Team Health Radar has a lot of those qualitative metrics that are there around maturity. Maybe it's DevOps, so the DevOps Radar has a lot of the DevOps practices. Or if it's portfolio management or lean product development, there are some qualitative metrics that are important, and this is where you'll see some of this crawl, walk, run, fly. We also want to combine that with quantitative metrics. Quantitative are truly performance, they're output. Those usually are found in your ALM platforms, and they basically measure, did we actually get things done? Velocity, time to market, cycle time, number of features released, number of releases that we've had. The third metric that matters is business outcomes, and this is the actual results. So you'll see in Agility Health we have the OKR dashboard, which really organizes business outcomes as objectives and key results. Within every team, every program, every portfolio, there's an identification of what are the outcomes we're trying to accomplish by end of year, and how do we break those down into quarterly outcomes, and are we achieving those quarterly outcomes or not? The main outcome or the main metric that really matters out of those 3 is the business outcome. So that's the one that we really want to focus on. The other 2 tell you why we're not achieving outcomes. So if you see a team that's not achieving the desired business outcomes, you'll find that either their maturity or their performance is lagging. So Agility Health really is that single source of truth for all of your enterprise teams. Who are my teams? Are they mature? Are they performing? And are they delivering outcomes? The radars that we have at every level can be summarized here. At the team level, we have the Team Health Radar. There's also a technical Agility Health Radar, but this one over here, the Team Health Radar, is the one that we've seen the most use across all of the large enterprises. At the team of team level, there are 3 areas that companies are trying to assess and mature: DevOps, lean product management, and agile release trains from Scaled Agile. At the portfolio level, we recommend the Enterprise Business Agility Radar. This one covers the 7 pillars of Enterprise Business Agility. And then what we do at the enterprise level is roll up this data and give you a final dashboard that says, at the team level, how mature are my teams, how are they performing, and what's my overall team agility. And at the organizational level, across my various portfolios, how is my enterprise business agility maturity doing? One of the big questions we always get is, how do you calculate team productivity or team agility? We're not crazy about the word productivity because productivity only refers to output. So we like team agility because team agility becomes then a combination of the maturity of the teams plus their performance equals their overall team agility. And this is a metric that you'll see within AgilityHealth, and you can roll up at the team, at the program, at the portfolio, or at the enterprise level. So the 6 capabilities, to summarize them, that AgilityHealth offers is: 1, it becomes the source of truth for teams. You can visualize and answer questions such as, how many teams do I have? How many are agile versus waterfall? How are my teams organized? We have both a logical structure, which is more of an agile structure view, or a physical structure, which is the who reports to who. You can also measure and assess the team's health and maturity and performance. So those are the 2 metrics of qualitative and quantitative, using those radars, and also using some of our integrations with Rally, Jira, version 1, and others. AgilityHealth also enables you to manage growth at every level. So there's a growth backlog at the team level, there's a growth backlog at the program and at the portfolio. We really want to encourage that leaders and executives are rolling up their sleeves, getting visibility to these obstacles and removing them at every level. We've also built radars for developing talent. So every CIO and every executive has told us that developing talent and growing individuals in their roles is extremely important to them. And so we've built role-based radars and also investing in what we call the growth portal and the career mosaic so that people see that they have multiple options for their career. The growth portal is an area where people can learn on their own. So beyond just going to classroom training, they can access the growth portal in a specific competency where maybe they're not as mature and actually begin to gain resources and learn. My favorite capability that's new last year is the business outcome alignment dashboard. This really came from a lot of seniors and executives saying they don't feel like their teams are aligned to the right outcomes and they're focusing only on delivering output. So we created this outcomes dashboard as a way of visualizing demand and capacity. On the demand side, what we show you are 3 simple columns: 3-year outcomes, 1-year outcome, and quarterly outcome. And on the capacity columns, you see your portfolios and which of these outcomes and OKRs they own for the quarter. We also have added the Insights dashboard, which helps you understand what's happening in your organization, why, and now what should you do. So again, in summary, AgilityHealth is the world's leading measurement and continuous growth platform. We've really designed it to give you visibility into your teams, their health, performance, and alignment to outcomes. The main objective from AgilityHealth is to accelerate this journey. Thanks for listening, and please visit agilityhealthradar.com to learn more.